Pressure's mounting for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly Prince Andrew, to give evidence in the United States about his former friend, the late convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Well, victims of Epstein, as well as several members of Congress, have called for the former prince to speak to the authorities to tell them exactly what he knew and when. Well, Andrew, who's now been stripped of all royal titles, has always denied any personal wrongdoing. John Sudworth has the latest on that.
Following his history-making announcement, photographers captured the first glimpse of King Charles driving on his Sandringham estate, while for now his younger brother remains here at Windsor's Royal Lodge, the home he's soon to lose, along with all his titles. But far from drawing a line in the US, it's led to renewed calls for Andrew to reveal all he knows about his friend and convicted paedophile, the late Jeffrey Epstein, and to make good on the palace claim that its sympathies lie with survivors of abuse.
Words without action are really meaningless. So I would want to see some action on his part to back up what he said. He contends that he had no involvement. And so I think that a lot of us are curious as to why he's unwilling to cooperate and be questioned about his involvement with Epstein. If he has nothing to hide, then why is he hiding?
Newly unveiled US court documents once again show the depth of the friendship. In an email sent in 2010, a few months after Epstein was released from his first prison stint, Andrew writes he'll try to visit him in New York for a couple of days before the summer, adding it'd be good to catch up in person. It's all leading to mounting political pressure too. Democrat members of the congressional committee investigating the handling of the Epstein case have been calling for Andrew to testify and threatening to compel him if he were ever to revisit the US.
Come clean. Come before the U.S. Congress. Voluntarily testify. Don't wait for a subpoena. Come and testify and tell us what you know. At the end of the day, we want to know exactly what happened, not just to give justice to the survivors, but to prevent this from ever happening again.
Even as Andrew's royal status weakens, the scrutiny may yet intensify. John Sudworth, BBC News.
Sarah Gristwood is an author and historian, and I spoke to her earlier and asked her when she thinks Andrew will make that move to Sandringham.
It's looking like after Christmas, which is no doubt simply it takes a long time to move out of a 30-bedroom mansion where you've lived for 20 years, but also, of course, Sandringham is where the royal family, king and all, have traditionally spent Christmas, and they're not going to want to be bumping into Prince Andrew at every step.
Indeed. Now, in terms of next steps, there's some UK media reports this morning which suggest that Andrew could be in line for a six-figure payout from the King to cover relocation costs. I mean, something like that, if it's true, is going to irk the British public who already largely believe that he shouldn't be getting anything from the taxpayer now.
No, I think the idea is he won't be getting anything from the taxpayer, not directly. This will come from King Charles' private wealth. I agree, on the one hand, there could easily be public thought of why should this man be subsidised? But on the other, from the palace's point of view, they're not going to want to cast Andrew out completely into the cold. On a personal level, he is still their mother's son, but also on a practical one. If they do, he's going to be looking for sources of finance elsewhere, and heaven forbid the thought of where he might find them.
And in terms of what you're hearing from the palace, I mean, there's no kind of precedent for this in living memory, is there?
No, really there isn't. People have been removed from a place in the succession in the past. Back in the days of World War I, when some of Queen Victoria's descendants were Germans and fighting on the other side. But something like this, no, it is genuinely unprecedented.
Sarah Gristwood there.